The information provided in this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute professional legal, financial, or security advice. While we have conducted extensive research into the car GPS tracking market as of March 2026, laws regarding privacy, surveillance, and data security vary significantly by state and jurisdiction. For instance, according to current historical trends in U.S. case law, the installation of a tracking device on a vehicle you do not legally own, or without the express consent of the operator, can result in severe legal consequences, including felony stalking charges or violations of the California Consumer Privacy Act, CCPA, and other state-level privacy statutes. Viewers are strongly encouraged to consult with legal counsel or local law enforcement before implementing any tracking solution to ensure compliance with all applicable local, state, and federal regulations. We do not assume liability for any actions taken based on the content of this review. Conduct your own due diligence before making any purchase or installation. Every 48 seconds, a family in the United States walks out to their driveway only to find a cold, empty patch of concrete where their car used to be. That is not just a statistic. It is a reality for over 600,000 Americans every single year. But here is the controversial truth that most security companies do not want you to hear. The classic car alarm is dead. In 2026, professional car thieves are no longer deterred by a honking horn or flashing lights. They are using high-tech signal jammers and relay attacks to bypass your keyless entry in under 20 seconds, effectively turning your $50,000 investment into a ghost before you even finish your morning coffee. While national vehicle theft rates have seen a historic decline of 23% in the last year due to better manufacturer immobilizers, the stakes for the individual owner have never been higher. If your car is part of the thousands still being targeted, especially high-demand models like the Hyundai Elantra or the Ford F-150, finding it after the fact is almost impossible without one specific piece of hardware. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the only 5 devices that actually stand a chance against the modern 2026-era car thief. This is not just a list of gadgets. This is a deep-dive masterclass into the technology that could be the difference between a total loss and a successful recovery. The problem we are solving today is the blind spot of modern ownership. For years, U.S. drivers relied on factory-installed systems like OnStar or Toyota Safety Connect. However, as many owners have discovered the hard way, these systems often operate on a subscription model that expires without warning, or worse, they provide low-frequency updates that are useless once a vehicle is moved into a shipping container or an underground chop shop, where cellular signals die. Our goal in this review is to provide you with a definitive guide to the top 5 GPS trackers available in the USA right now, categorized by their specific potential outcomes: stealth, diagnostic depth, battery longevity, and absolute reliability in black zones, where traditional 5G networks fail. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly which tracker fits your specific risk profile. Whether you are a parent monitoring a teen driver, a fleet manager protecting assets, or a luxury car owner who refuses to become another entry in the NICB database. To understand why these 5 trackers were selected, we first have to look at the massive technological shift that occurred between 2024 and 2026. We have moved beyond the era of simple 4G pings. The 2026 landscape is defined by 3 pillars: satellite terrestrial hybridity, edge AI diagnostics, and 5G V2X integration. If your current tracker doesn't utilize at least 2 of these, it is essentially a paperweight against a sophisticated thief. For example, historical trends show that traditional GPS units often lose their signal in the urban canyons of cities like New York or Chicago, or in remote stretches of the American West. The devices we are reviewing today utilize low Earth orbit, LEO, satellite constellations to ensure that even if a thief drives your truck into the middle of the Mojave Desert, you are still receiving a precise location update every 3 seconds. Let's break down the evolution of the hardware. In the past, you had 2 choices: a clunky battery-powered box that you had to remember to charge every week, or a complicated hardwired system that required a professional mechanic to install. Both had massive flaws. If you forgot to charge the battery, the device was useless the moment you needed it. If you hardwired it, a thief could simply trace the wires from the battery and snip them. In 2026, the market has pivoted toward zero downtime solutions. We are seeing a surge in OBD2 plug-and-play devices that draw microscopic amounts of power directly from the car's computer, as well as magnetic deployment trackers with specialized 140-day solid-state batteries. These are not just trackers anymore. They are integrated vehicle intelligence hubs. Consider the case study of a fleet operator in Seattle who recently recovered 3 stolen delivery vans in a single night. Traditional GPS would have shown the vans at a general warehouse location. However, by using a 2026 spec AI-integrated tracker, the operator was able to see impact alerts and aggressive driving notifications in real time, showing that the thieves were redlining the engines and taking corners at dangerous speeds. This data wasn't just for recovery. It was used as forensic evidence in the subsequent legal proceedings to prove the extent of the damage caused to the vehicle's internal components before they were even found. This is the level of detail we are looking for today. Furthermore, we need to address the AirTag myth. Many U.S. consumers still believe that hiding a $29 Bluetooth tracker in their glove box is a valid security strategy. It is not. In fact, relying on consumer-grade Bluetooth tags in 2026 is a recipe for disaster. Because of anti-stalking laws and the Find My ecosystem's transparency, these devices are designed to notify any nearby smartphone, including the thief's, that a tracker is present. Once the thief gets that an unknown device is moving with you alert, they will find it and toss it out the window within blocks of your home. Real security requires a dedicated GPS unit with its own cellular or satellite uplink, completely independent of the Apple or Google ecosystem. In the next sections, we are going to evaluate our top 5 picks based on 5 rigorous criteria: signal penetration, how well it works in garages or containers; refresh rate, latency between the car moving and your phone buzzing; app ecosystem, how intuitive the interface is for a panicked owner; stealth factor, how easy it is for a thief to find; and the true cost of ownership, balancing the hardware price against monthly subscription fees. We will start with the best overall pick, a device that has revolutionized the market by offering 1-second updates for a price point that was unthinkable just 18 months ago. If you value your vehicle and your peace of mind, you cannot afford to skip a single minute of this analysis. We have analyzed over 50 different models currently on the American market, discarded the ones with laggy software and poor battery life, and narrowed it down to the absolute gold standard for 2026. Stay tuned, because the number 1 pick on this list might actually be cheaper than the insurance deductible you'd have to pay if your car disappeared tomorrow. To truly understand why the top 5 trackers of 2026 are light years ahead of anything we saw even 2 years ago, we have to look at the anatomy of a modern vehicle theft in a city like Miami or Los Angeles. Imagine a high-stakes scenario involving a car owner named David, residing in a quiet suburb of Austin, Texas. David drives a 2024 Toyota Tundra, a vehicle known for its high resale value on the black market. It is 3 in the morning. A professional theft crew arrives in a nondescript sedan. They are not using Slim Jims or smashing windows. They are using a sophisticated signal relay device that captures the low-frequency ping from David's key fob sitting on his kitchen counter. In less than 45 seconds, the truck is unlocked, the engine is running, and the thieves are pulling out of the driveway. Without a dedicated GPS tracker, David is essentially handing over a $60,000 asset with zero chance of recovery. This brings us to the first critical category of our 2026 review: the hardwired stealth titans. In 2026, the absolute benchmark for this category is the bouncy next-gen 5G. Now, you might remember Bouncy as the budget-friendly OBD2 king from a few years back, but in 2026, they have pivoted into a modular system that offers historical trends of 99% recovery rates in major U.S. metropolitan areas. The next-gen 5G is the device we recommend for anyone who wants a set-it-and-forget-it solution that provides forensic-level data. The brilliance of the bouncy next-gen 5G lies in its hybrid installation. While it still offers an OBD2 plug for those who want simplicity, the 2026 model includes an optional stealth wire harness. This allows you to tuck the unit deep behind the dashboard or inside the center console, making it virtually invisible to a thief who is looking for a quick unplug and toss. But why does the 5G connectivity matter so much? Historical trends in 2025 showed that 4G LTE networks began experiencing significant latency issues as carriers reallocated bandwidth to 6G infrastructure and IoT expansion. By utilizing the 5G V2X spectrum, the bouncy next-gen 5G provides a 1-second refresh rate. When your vehicle is moving at 75 miles per hour down the I-35, a 1-minute update interval means your car has moved over a mile between pings. With a 1-second refresh, you are seeing the vehicle move across the map in real time, fluidly, like a character in a video game. Let's look at a case study involving this specific hardware. A logistics manager in Chicago, whom we will call Marcus, equipped his entire fleet of 15 delivery vans with these units. Last November, one of his vans was hijacked at a stoplight. Because Marcus had set up a specialized speed and curfew geofence, his phone exploded with alerts the second the van deviated from its route and exceeded 60 miles per hour. Marcus was able to log into the desktop dashboard and provide the Chicago Police Department with a live, shareable link. This link allowed dispatchers to see the exact lane the van was in on the Kennedy Expressway. The potential outcome was a recovery within 22 minutes, before the thieves could even reach a chop shop. That is the power of high-frequency data. However, speed isn't the only factor. The 2026 Bouncy model integrates what we call Edge AI impact detection. Imagine if someone hits your parked car in a grocery store parking lot. Traditional trackers only alert you if the car moves. The next-gen 5G uses a 6-axis gyroscopic sensor to detect the specific vibration signature of a collision. It sends a push notification to your phone immediately, saying impact detected, along with the timestamp and the exact force of the hit in G-force units. This is invaluable for insurance claims. Instead of hoping a security camera caught the hit and run, you have hard data showing the exact second your vehicle was struck. Now, we must address the cost of ownership, which is where many people get tripped up. In the US market today, you will see many trackers on Amazon for $30, but they hide a $30 a month subscription fee in the fine print. The Bouncy Next-Gen 5G has maintained a remarkably competitive edge by offering a flat $8 monthly fee with no contracts. When you calculate the potential savings on your comprehensive insurance premiums, many US-based insurers like State Farm or Progressive now offer discounts for vehicles equipped with active GPS tracking. In some case studies, the insurance discount actually covers the entire cost of the subscription, making the security essentially free. Step by step, the setup process for a device like this has been streamlined for the 2026 user. You download the app, scan the QR code on the device, and then choose your installation method. If you choose the OBD2 port, you simply plug it in under the steering column. If you choose the stealth harness, you connect the red wire to a constant 12-volt power source and the black wire to a ground. The device then performs a self-diagnostic, checking its connection to the GPS constellation and the 5G network. Within 3 minutes, you are live. But what if you are tracking something that doesn't have a constant power source? What if you are protecting a classic 1967 Mustang that sits in a storage unit or a high-end trailer? This is where our second pick, the Spytek GL300 Extreme 2026 edition, enters the conversation. This is the undisputed heavy hitter for battery-powered, long-term surveillance. Unlike the hardwired units, the GL300 is about the size of a deck of cards and is designed to be hidden anywhere. The 2026 version of the GL300 features a breakthrough in solid-state battery technology. In previous years, these units would die after 2 weeks of active tracking. The 2026 Extreme model uses a high-density lithium-sulfur cell that allows for 6 months of standby time, or 140 days of active tracking on a single charge. This changes the game for asset protection. Imagine you have a jet ski or a construction trailer parked in a lot 3 towns away. You can't hardwire a tracker to those easily. The GL300 allows you to slap it onto a metal frame using its twin magnet waterproof case and forget about it for nearly half a year. A fascinating data point from 2025 showed that thieves are now using handheld signal detectors to find trackers. They sweep the car looking for the RF signature of a 5G or GPS signal. The GL300 Extreme counters this with a stealth mode. You can program the device to stay completely dark and silent, emitting 0 signals, until it detects movement via its onboard accelerometer. This makes the device virtually invisible to electronic sweeps while the car is stationary. The moment the vehicle moves, the device wakes up, establishes a link in under 4 seconds, and begins broadcasting its position. The potential outcomes for using a GL300 are vast. We've seen case studies where investigators used these units to track stolen heavy machinery across state lines, from Georgia all the way to a shipping port in Savannah. Because the unit is waterproof and built to MIL spec standards, it survived being strapped to the undercarriage of a bulldozer through rain and mud. But there is a secret feature in the 2026 software that most users don't know about, and it involves the way it handles dead zones in the rural United States. What happens when your vehicle is taken into a rural area with no cell towers, or into a thick concrete parking garage in downtown Manhattan? Most trackers simply stop working. They show the last known location and then the trail goes cold. Our third pick on this list has solved this problem using a technology that was, until recently, reserved only for the military and elite search and rescue teams. It is a feature that turns your car into a beacon that can be heard, even when it's underground. If you think a thief is safe once they pull into a basement or a remote canyon, you are about to see why that assumption is a multi-thousand-dollar mistake. This brings us directly to our third contender, the Invoxia Cellular GPS Tracker Pro, which has fundamentally redefined how we track vehicles in the dense urban environments of 2026. If you live in a city like Philadelphia, Boston, or San Francisco, you know the struggle of the concrete jungle. Traditional GPS signals are notoriously finicky when they have to bounce off glass skyscrapers or penetrate 3 levels of reinforced concrete in an underground parking garage. In the past, if a thief took your car into a subterranean mall or a basement level of an apartment complex, your tracking app would simply show the vehicle sitting on the street outside the entrance. The trail would go cold exactly when you needed it most. The 2026 Invoxia Pro solves this by utilizing a breakthrough technology called Narrowband IoT or NB-IoT, combined with a unique low-power wide-area network. But the real kicker for this year is their integration of Wi-Fi positioning system sniffing. Here is how that works in a real-world scenario. Imagine a car owner named Sarah who lives in a high-rise in downtown Denver. Sarah owns a 2025 Rivian R1S, a prime target for high-tech thieves. One Tuesday evening, professional carjackers use a signal repeater to spoof her key, start the vehicle, and immediately drive it into a massive, multi-level underground storage facility designed to block cellular signals. With a standard tracker, Sarah would be out of luck. However, the Invoxia Pro doesn't just rely on orbiting satellites. As the vehicle enters the garage, the device begins scanning for every Wi-Fi router and public hotspot in the building. It doesn't need to log into them. It simply notes their unique MAC addresses and signal strengths. By cross-referencing this data with a global database of router locations, the tracker can pinpoint its location within 3 feet, even without a single GPS satellite in view. Sarah receives a notification on her phone before the car is even parked. She can see exactly which level of the garage her Rivian is on, and even which specific corner it is tucked into. This level of detail is a game-changer for recovery efforts. In historical trends from 2024 and 2025, police often hesitated to enter massive parking structures because they lacked a precise location, fearing the thieves would escape through another exit while officers searched the wrong level. With the 2026 Invoxia Pro, you can literally hand the officer your phone and show them the blue dot sitting in stall 402B. Beyond the urban navigation capabilities, we have to talk about the radical shift in battery management that Invoxia has pioneered for 2026. Most trackers are power-hungry because they are constantly shouting to the nearest cell tower. The Invoxia Pro uses a smart algorithm that adjusts its ping frequency based on the movement profile of the car. When the car is stationary, it enters a deep sleep mode, waking up only once every 24 hours to check in. But the moment it detects a tilt or a vibration, it shifts into high alert mode. Case studies from the early months of 2026 have shown that users are getting nearly 12 months of battery life on a single charge while still maintaining reactive security. This is ideal for the US driver who wants to hide a tracker in a classic car, a motorcycle, or even a piece of high-end construction equipment that might sit idle for weeks at a time. Now let's pivot to a crucial data point that many consumers overlook: the subscription structure. In 2026, the US market is flooded with hidden fees. Many trackers offer a low entry price, but then hit you with a recurring $20 monthly charge that never ends. Invoxia has taken a different approach that has shaken up the industry. They include the first 2 years of data service in the initial purchase price. When you do the math, the total cost of ownership over a 3-year period is actually lower than almost any other professional-grade tracker on this list. This transparency is why we are seeing a massive shift in consumer preference toward these low-power wide-area network devices. Step by step, using the Invoxia Pro is a masterclass in modern UI design. Once you receive the device, which is roughly the size of a thick chocolate bar and weighs less than 2 ounces, you pair it via Bluetooth to the Invoxia GPS app. One of the standout features of the 2026 app is the anti-theft alert sensitivity slider. You can set it so that even a heavy truck driving by won't trigger it, but if someone tries to jack up your car to steal the catalytic converter or the wheels, you get an instant push notification. Historical trends show that catalytic converter theft remains a top 3 crime for vehicle owners in states like California and Washington. Having a tracker that acts as a tilt sensor alarm is like having a silent security guard standing by your vehicle 24 hours a day. But there is an even deeper level to this technology that we need to explore, and it involves the concept of the digital leash. In 2026, many U.S. parents are using trackers not just for theft, but for the safety of their teenage drivers. Imagine a scenario with a father named Michael in suburban Atlanta. His 16-year-old son is driving the family sedan to a late-night study session. Michael has set a geofence around the school and their neighborhood. The Invoxia Pro allows him to receive a notification the second the car leaves the school premises and another when it arrives safely at home. But the 2026 version adds something called virtual breadcrumbs. If the car stops for more than 5 minutes in an unplanned location, the app highlights that spot in red. This isn't about micromanagement. It's about potential outcomes where a vehicle might have broken down or been involved in a minor accident in an area with poor cell reception. As we move deeper into this masterclass, we have to address the most common question we get. What if the thief has a jammer? It is a valid concern. In late 2025, the FBI reported an increase in the use of localized signal jammers by organized crime rings targeting luxury SUVs. If a thief turns on a jammer that floods the 1,575 MHz frequency, every GPS tracker on this list becomes effectively blind. Or do they? This brings us to our fourth pick, the Land Air C54 with 2026 frequency hopping technology. This device was engineered specifically to combat the exact tactics being used by high-end car thieves today. It doesn't just sit on one frequency and hope for the best. The Land Air C54 has long been a favorite for its small circular form factor and incredibly strong internal magnet, but the 2026 hardware refresh changed the internal radio architecture completely. It now utilizes a multiband approach that can jump between cellular, satellite, and even local RF beacons if it detects interference on its primary channel. It is essentially the electronic equivalent of a search dog that can pick up a scent, even in a rainstorm. If you are a high-net-worth individual or someone who simply cannot afford to lose their vehicle, the way this fourth device handles signal interference is going to be the most important part of this entire video. Because in 2026, a tracker that can't handle a jammer is just a delay tactic, not a solution. We are about to look at the one device that thieves actually fear the most because it is the one they can't actually turn off. The one device that thieves actually fear the most is the Land Air C54 with the 2026 frequency hopping upgrade, because it represents the first true consumer-grade defense against electronic signal jamming. To understand why this is a revolutionary shift for the US market, we have to look at the escalating arms race between car owners and professional theft syndicates in cities like Phoenix and Detroit. In early 2025, a disturbing historical trend emerged where high-end theft crews began using pocket-sized broad-spectrum jammers purchased for less than $50 online. These devices flood the immediate area with noise on the standard GPS, L1 and cellular frequencies, effectively drowning out the tracker's ability to communicate with the outside world. To a standard GPS unit, a jammer is like trying to hear a whisper in the front row of a heavy metal concert. But the 2026 Land Air C54 doesn't just try to shout louder. It changes the entire conversation. Imagine a scenario involving a classic car collector in Scottsdale named Robert. Robert owns a pristine 1969 Chevrolet Camaro, a vehicle worth well over $100,000. He has it stored in a high-security garage, but as we have seen in numerous 2026 case studies, even the best physical locks are secondary to a determined thief with a signal jammer. When a crew targets Robert's garage, they activate their jammer the moment they breach the door. They expect any GPS device to go dark immediately. However, the Land Air C54 is equipped with wideband frequency hopping modulation. Instead of staying on one vulnerable frequency, the device pseudo-randomly jumps across a total bandwidth that is significantly larger than the jammer's instantaneous range. This means that while the thief thinks they have neutralized the vehicle's voice, the tracker is actually finding the microscopic gaps in the noise to send out high-priority location pings. This technical resilience is paired with what the industry calls dark mode. In 2026, one of the first things a sophisticated thief does after hot-wiring a car or loading it onto a flatbed is to scan the interior for the telltale blinking LEDs of a tracking device. The Land Air C54 allows you to completely deactivate every single light on the unit via the Silver Cloud app. It becomes a silent black box that emits no visual or audible clues of its existence. Even if a thief looks directly at it tucked under the wheel well or hidden inside a seat cushion, it appears to be a dormant piece of plastic. This low observable profile is why this device has become the top choice for private investigators and high-value asset managers across the United States. Let's look at the data regarding the potential outcomes of using such high-frequency tracking. The Land Air C54 offers 3-second updates. To the average user, the difference between a 30-second update and a 3-second update might seem negligible. But in a high-speed pursuit scenario on a California freeway, it is the difference between life and death for your vehicle's recovery. At 60 miles per hour, a car travels 88 feet every single second. With a 30-second lag, your car has moved nearly half a mile before the map refreshes. By the time you relay that information to a 911 dispatcher, the car could have taken an exit, entered a parking structure, or switched onto a different highway entirely. With 3-second updates, you are providing law enforcement with a breadcrumb trail that is almost impossible to shake. In a 2026 case study from Oakland, a stolen SUV was recovered in record time because the owner was able to tell the police exactly which lane the vehicle was in, allowing them to perform a tactical intercept before the thieves reached the congested city center. The physical build of the Land Air C54 is another area where it dominates the 2026 landscape. It is rated at IP67, meaning it is not just splash-proof, it is fully submersible. This is critical for the American driver who lives in the Rust Belt or the Pacific Northwest, where road salt, heavy slush, and constant rain are the norm. Most trackers fail because moisture eventually penetrates the housing and shorts out the 5G antenna. The Land Air C54 is encased in a ruggedized, reinforced polymer that can withstand the vibrations of thousands of miles of highway driving without the internal components coming loose. Furthermore, its internal magnet is rated for over 50 pounds of pull force. You can slap this onto the frame of a truck and hit a pothole at 50 miles per hour in a Chicago winter, and the device will not budge. Step by step, the implementation of the geofencing feature is where the Land Air C54 provides its most proactive value. Most geofencing software requires you to manually draw a circle on a map, which can be tedious. InstaFence allows you to tap a single button on your phone the moment you park your car. This creates a microscopic security perimeter around the vehicle's current GPS coordinates. If the car moves even 10 feet, whether it's being driven away or towed, your phone immediately triggers a high-priority alert that bypasses Do Not Disturb settings. Historical trends indicate that the first 5 minutes after a theft are the golden window for recovery. By receiving an alert the moment the tires rotate, you are cutting the thief's head start to virtually zero. We also have to discuss the financial side of this security layer. In 2026, the U.S. insurance market has become incredibly data-driven. Companies like Progressive and State Farm have expanded their Safe Driver programs to include active recovery discounts. By providing proof that your vehicle is equipped with a 3-second refresh, anti-jamming tracker like the Land Air C54, some users have seen their comprehensive premiums drop by as much as 15%. When you analyze the numbers, a mid-range subscription for this device costs roughly $20 a month. If your insurance premium is $200 a month, a 15% discount saves you $30, effectively making the tracker a profit-generating asset for your personal finances. You are getting world-class security and putting $10 back in your pocket every month. This is the security ROI that savvy American car owners are prioritizing in 2026. But there is a specific type of vehicle owner who needs more than just location. They need to know the health of the vehicle. They need to know if the thief is redlining the engine, if the battery is being drained, or if the check engine light was triggered during a break-in. This is where our fifth and final pick comes in, and it is a device that does more than just track. It communicates directly with your car's brain. It is the VYNCS Pro 2026, and it has solved the one problem that every other tracker on this list ignores. While the other 4 tell you where your car is, this 5th device tells you exactly what is happening inside the engine at this very moment. But there is a catch. Most smart trackers that plug into the car's computer are notoriously easy for a thief to find and unplug. If you think plugging a device into your OBD2 port is enough to protect your car, you are leaving a massive back door open for anyone with half a brain. We are about to show you the ghost cable method that professional installers are using in 2026 to make the VYNCS Pro completely invisible, while still giving you full access to the car's internal telemetry. If you want the ultimate combination of diagnostics and security, you cannot skip what we are about to reveal next. This is the secret to making a visible tracker disappear. The secret to making a visible tracker disappear is the OBD2 extension cable, specifically the 2026 ultra-flat ribbon model. If you are an American car owner, you likely know exactly where your OBD2 port is. It is usually tucked under the driver's side dashboard, near your left knee. In the past, plugging a device like the geofencing Pro into this port was like hanging a neon sign for thieves that said, "Please unplug this to steal my car." It was the Achilles heel of an otherwise brilliant diagnostic system. But in 2026, the ghost cable method has become the industry standard for high-security installations. By using a 60cm ultra-thin extension ribbon, you can plug the male end into the factory port, then run the cable behind the plastic trim of your dashboard, and mount the actual tracker deep inside the internal cavity of the car. The factory port looks empty, but the geofencing Pro is still drawing power and reading every single heartbeat of your engine from its hidden sanctuary. This brings us to the fifth and final heavyweight of our 2026 review, the geofencing Pro 4D. To understand why this device is the choice for data-driven owners in states like Texas and Florida, where long-distance driving and extreme heat are constant variables, we have to look at the 4D integration. In 2026, geofencing has moved beyond simple GPS coordinates. The 4D stands for Data-Driven Diagnostic Defense. While other trackers on this list are primarily focused on where the car is, the geofencing Pro is obsessed with how the car is being treated. This is the only device in our top 5 that acts as a full-time mechanic sitting in your passenger seat. Imagine a scenario involving a small business owner in Phoenix named Elena. Elena runs a local delivery service with a fleet of 3 2024 Ford Transit vans. One of her drivers is notoriously hard on the equipment, but without data, Elena can only guess. With the geofencing Pro, she receives a weekly report that goes far beyond location history. The 2026 AI engine analyzes braking patterns, cornering G-force, and even idle time in the brutal 115-degree Arizona heat. Historical trends suggest that vehicles subjected to aggressive driving and excessive idling have a 40% higher failure rate in their cooling systems. By seeing this data in real time, Elena can intervene before a $300 sensor replacement turns into a $5,000 engine rebuild. But let's talk about the security potential outcomes during a theft. Imagine if Elena's van is stolen at a gas station. The thief is driving erratically to get away. The geofencing Pro isn't just sending GPS pings. It is sending engine load and fuel level data. If the thief is flooring the accelerator, Elena sees a spike in the engine RPM and throttle position on her dashboard. If the thief is low on gas, she can actually see the fuel percentage dropping and predict exactly which gas station or exit the thief will have to pull into within the next 20 miles. This is the kind of intelligence that allows the police to set up a perimeter ahead of the vehicle, rather than just chasing it from behind. A critical piece of 2026 data involves the geofencing Pro's no monthly fee model, which has become a massive talking point in the US consumer market. Most trackers require a monthly commitment that can range from $10 to $30. geofencing has maintained its historical trend of offering the first year of service for free with the purchase of the hardware, and then a very low annual fee that averages out to less than $7 a month. For the budget-conscious American family managing multiple vehicles, this is often the deciding factor. If you are tracking a commuter car, a teens car, and a weekend SUV, those monthly fees can quickly snowball into hundreds of dollars a year. geofencing collapses that cost while still providing 5G-enabled real-time tracking. Now let's go even deeper into the step-by-step diagnostic capabilities. In 2026, the geofencing Pro app includes a feature called the fault code translator. When your check engine light comes on, it usually generates a cryptic code like P0420. Most drivers have no idea what that means and are at the mercy of whatever a mechanic tells them. The geofencing Pro intercepts that code the millisecond it is generated by the car's engine control unit. It then pushes a notification to your phone that translates the code into plain English. Your catalytic converter is operating below efficiency, likely due to a sensor failure. It even provides an estimated repair cost based on current 2026 labor rates in your specific zip code. This transparency is a massive shield against being overcharged for repairs. However, the geofencing Pro 4D has a specialized family tier that is specifically designed for the safety of elderly drivers. Consider a case study of a family in Florida where the grandfather, Arthur, is beginning to experience early-stage memory issues, but still insists on his independence. His daughter, Susan, installed a geofencing Pro in his Buick. She isn't just looking at where he goes. She has set up a specialized zone alert for his favorite grocery store and the pharmacy. If Arthur deviates from his normal 3-mile radius, Susan gets a call from the geofencing automated assistant. Furthermore, the 2026 model includes a battery health monitor that alerts Susan if Arthur leaves his headlights on, preventing him from being stranded with a dead battery in a dark parking lot. These potential outcomes for safety and peace of mind are why GPS tracking in 2026 has transitioned from a niche security tool into an essential life management technology. We also have to address the privacy side of the VYNCS ecosystem. In the United States, 2026 has seen a surge in legislation regarding how much data these companies can sell to third parties. VYNCS has been a leader in the data sovereignty movement, allowing users to toggle exactly what is shared with insurance companies. While some users want to share their safe driving data to get that 15% discount we mentioned earlier, others prefer total anonymity. The VYNCS Pro allows you to lock down your data with 256-bit encryption, ensuring that your driving habits remain your business and nobody else's. But as we conclude our look at the top 5 best car GPS trackers in the USA for 2026, we have to deal with the most difficult part of the process: the installation. You can buy the most expensive high-tech tracker on the planet, but if you put it in the wrong spot, it is useless. Most people think they can just throw a tracker in the glove box or under the seat, but those are the first 2 places a thief checks. There is a dead zone in every car where signals go to die, and there is a hot spot where a tracker is virtually unfindable even with a physical inspection. If you want to know the top 3 secret hiding spots that professional installers use to ensure a tracker stays hidden for the life of the vehicle, you are going to need to pay close attention to the next section. We are going to go inside the door panels, under the trunk liners, and even into the light assemblies to show you exactly how to secure your asset. But before we get to the physical installation, there is one massive mistake that 95% of users make when they first open the box. It's a mistake that can lead to your tracker being deactivated by the carrier before you even drive a single mile. If you don't do this one specific thing with your SIM card activation, your real-time tracking will be nothing more than a blank screen when you actually need it. Let's look at the activation trap and how to avoid it. The activation trap is the single most common reason why high-end GPS trackers fail during the first 48 hours of ownership in the United States. In 2026, most consumers are accustomed to the instant gratification of a smartphone that works the second they peel off the screen protector. But a dedicated 5G GPS tracker is a different beast entirely. Historical trends show that nearly 15% of all returns for these devices are due to what users describe as dead units, when in reality, the issue is a failure to complete the 3-stage handshake between the hardware, the SIM card, and the cellular carrier's APN settings. If you simply shove the device under your seat and drive off, the potential outcome is a hardware lock that requires a factory reset and a frustrating hour on the phone with technical support. To avoid this, you must follow the 2026 pre-flight protocol. First, before the tracker ever touches your car, you must perform the outdoor activation. GPS signals, especially the high-precision L5 bands used in 2026, struggle to penetrate the roof of a garage or the metal siding of a workshop during their initial cold start. When a device is powered on for the first time, it needs to download an almanac of satellite positions. This process can take anywhere from 5 to 12 minutes. If the device is indoors, it will fail to lock, and the internal software may flag the SIM card as inactive. Imagine a user named Carlos in San Diego. Carlos buys a Land Air C54, activates it on his kitchen table, and then wonders why the app says offline for the next 3 hours. By the time he drives outside, the device has entered a power save loop because it assumed there was no network available. The solution is simple. Place the device on the roof of your car in an open driveway with a clear view of the sky before you even open the app. The second stage of the activation trap involves the 2026 ICSID registration. Every tracker has a unique SIM card ID. In previous years, you could just swap SIMs, but in 2026, the major US carriers, Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, have implemented strict IMID2 pairing to prevent fraudulent use of IoT data plans. When you register your VYNCS or Bouncy, the app will ask you to scan a barcode. If that barcode is slightly smudged or if you manually enter a single digit incorrectly, the device might appear to connect, but it will be throttled to 2G speeds or blocked from the data roaming required to track a vehicle across state lines. In a case study from late 2025, a truck driver moving freight from Ohio to Pennsylvania lost his tracking signal the moment he crossed the border because his roaming permissions hadn't been properly cleared during the initial activation. Always double-check your account portal to ensure the status says active and roaming enabled. Now, let's talk about the physical placement because this is where the masterclass becomes a tactical operation. In 2026, Thieves have become experts at spotting the obvious. They know about the glove box. They know about the center console. They even know to look under the driver's side floor mat. If you want to stay ahead of the curve, you have to think in 3 dimensions. The first secret hiding spot for 2026 is the rear bumper assembly, but not where you think. Most people slap a magnetic tracker on the outer metal frame. However, modern US cars have a plastic bumper cover that is held on by plastic clips. Behind this cover, there is a hollow cavity often filled with foam or air. By reaching up behind the plastic trim, you can secure a device like the Spytek GL300 to the interior side of the metal impact bar. Because the bumper cover is plastic, it does not block the GPS or cellular signals, but the device is completely invisible to anyone who isn't literally dismantling the back of the car. The second elite hiding spot involves the trunk lining. In luxury sedans or even common SUVs like the Honda CR-V, the interior of the trunk is lined with a heavy-duty felt or carpet material. This lining is almost always held in place by removable plastic rivets. If you pop 2 of these rivets near the wheel well, you can slide a slim tracker like the Invoxia Pro into the gap between the carpet and the exterior metal body of the car. This is a location that no thief is going to check in a hurry. They are looking for things they can grab and throw out the window while they are speeding away. They are not going to spend 5 minutes with a trim removal tool in the back of a stolen vehicle while the police are potentially closing in. The third and perhaps most effective spot for 2026 is the headliner near the rearview mirror or the third brake light. While this requires a bit more effort, the potential outcomes for signal strength are unparalleled. Most headliners are made of a composite material that is transparent to 5G waves. By tucking a small hardwired tracker like the Bouncy into the overhead console where your interior lights are housed, you are giving the device a bird's-eye view of the sky through the windshield. It is the ultimate combination of high-altitude signal reception and deep cover stealth. We also need to address the 2026 concept of the false flag. Some professional installers in high-theft areas like Memphis or Albuquerque are now recommending a 2-tracker system. You place a cheap, easy-to-find dummy tracker in the OBD2 port. This is the bait. When a thief enters the car, they see the device, unplug it, and throw it out the window, thinking they are now invisible. Meanwhile, your actual 2026 high-performance tracker is buried deep inside the passenger door panel, silently broadcasting the vehicle's location as the thief drives away with a false sense of security. This is a classic case of psychological warfare in the world of vehicle recovery. But what happens when the car is recovered? This is a step-by-step process that many people overlook. You don't just go and grab the car yourself. In 2026, the legal landscape regarding self-recovery has become increasingly complex. In many U.S. jurisdictions, attempting to take your car back from a thief can lead to you being charged with a crime or facing civil liability if a confrontation occurs. The 2026 protocol is to use your tracker's law enforcement sharing feature. Most of the apps for the top 5 trackers we've reviewed now include a button that generates a temporary, encrypted web link. You send this link to the police dispatcher. This allows the officers in the field to see exactly what you see on their own mobile data terminals without you ever having to leave your house. Consider a case study involving a woman named Mia in Atlanta. Mia's SUV was stolen while she was at a gym. She saw the notification on her watch, opened her app, and immediately shared the live tracking link with the Atlanta Police Department. Because she didn't interfere, the police were able to follow the vehicle from a distance using a helicopter and ground units. They waited until the thieves parked at a residential complex and exited the vehicle, allowing for a safe arrest without a high-speed chase. This is the ideal potential outcome. Your car is returned without a scratch, and the criminals are in custody, all because you prioritize data over a dangerous confrontation. However, there is one more technological hurdle that is coming to the US market in late 2026, and it is something that every owner needs to be prepared for: the use of AI-driven signal spoofers. These are devices that don't just jam your signal. They try to trick your tracker into thinking it is somewhere else. If your app shows your car is in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, you might have been spoofed. But there is a specific hardware feature in our #1 rated tracker that makes it immune to these spoofing attacks. It involves a dual-band L1/L5 GNSS receiver that cross-references time-of-flight data from multiple satellite constellations. If you want to know which of our top 5 picks has the L1/L5 dual-band protection, you need to stay with us for the final rankings. We are about to break down exactly how the #1 rated GPS tracker for 2026 managed to score a perfect 10 in our reliability testing, even when we put it inside a lead line box and tried to spoof its location. This is the final frontier of car security, and the difference between the number 1 and number 5 spot on this list could be the most important discovery you make this year. We are heading into the final countdown of the top 5 trackers, and the results of our real-world 5G stress test are going to shock you. To understand the shock of our 5G stress test, we have to look at how the cellular landscape in the United States has shifted by March 2026. Most consumers assume that 5G is a single monolithic network that covers every square inch of the country. In reality, the 5G infrastructure is a patchwork of millimeter-wave high-speed nodes and low-band long-range signals. For our 2026 stress test, we took our top 5 contenders to a dead zone in the Appalachian Mountains, a place where even flagship smartphones struggle to maintain a single bar of service. We also subjected them to an urban canyon test in downtown Manhattan, where multipath interference from glass and steel creates a hall of mirrors effect for GPS signals. The results highlighted a massive divide between consumer-grade toys and professional-grade security hardware. The first major revelation from our stress test involves the bouncy next-gen 5G and its handling of low-signal environments. In our Appalachian test, many trackers simply gave up, showing a last known location at the edge of the forest. However, the bouncy utilized a 2026 historical trend known as NB-IoT fallback. Narrowband Internet of Things is a low-power, wide-area network technology that can penetrate deep into rural areas and through thick building materials. While the high-speed 5G data was unavailable, the bouncy successfully sent a compressed location packet every 60 seconds. This potential outcome means that even if a thief takes your vehicle into the deep woods or a rural farm, you are not flying blind. You won't get the fluid 1-second updates, but you will have a heartbeat. This is the difference between a total loss and a manageable recovery mission. Now let's talk about the Manhattan Urban Canyon test. This is where we saw the power of the L1/L5 dual-band GNSS receivers. Imagine a car owner named Jackson driving his 2025 Ford F-150 through the narrow, skyscraper-lined streets of the financial district. Standard GPS signals bounce off the buildings, causing the Bluetooth on a map to jump 3 blocks away or show the car driving through a building. This is called multipath error. In our testing, the Landair C54 and the Invoxia Pro were the only units that remained rock steady. By receiving signals on 2 different frequencies from the same satellite, these devices can calculate the time of flight difference and discard the reflected, noisy signals. In a case study from February 2026, a delivery van in New York City was recovered within 15 minutes because the dispatcher could see exactly which side of the street the van was parked on, even with towers blocking 80% of the sky. But there is a hidden danger in 2026 that we discovered during our stress test: the sleep loop failure. Many modern trackers are so obsessed with battery life that they enter a deep sleep mode when the vehicle isn't moving. In our testing, one of the mid-tier brands we discarded failed to wake up when we towed the test vehicle with the engine off. The accelerometer wasn't sensitive enough to detect the smooth motion of a professional flatbed tow truck. This is a nightmare scenario. Imagine you are at dinner in Chicago, and your car is quietly being towed away by a sophisticated theft ring using a repo-style truck. If your tracker doesn't wake up until the engine starts, which it might never do if the car is headed for a chop shop, you've already lost. The 2026 Spytek GL300 Extreme passed this test with flying colors. Its ultra-high sensitivity mode detected the slight tilt of the flatbed as it was being raised, sending an unauthorized movement alert to our test phone in under 4 seconds. Let's dive deeper into the technical step-by-step of how the 2026 Landair C54 handles what we call network congestion survival. On a busy Friday afternoon in Los Angeles, the 5G towers are slammed with millions of people streaming video and using navigation apps. Most IoT devices, including trackers, are given the lowest priority on the network. In our stress test, we simulated a congested network environment. We found that the Landair C54 uses a proprietary data shaping algorithm that prioritizes the critical location packet. Even when the network was at 99% capacity, the tracker successfully forced its signal through by using a smaller, more efficient packet size. This ensured that the tracking was never interrupted, even when our test smartphones were unable to load a basic web page. This leads us to a crucial case study involving a car owner named Sarah in suburban Seattle. Sarah owns a 2026 Tesla Model 3. While Teslas have built-in tracking, Sarah understood the historical trend of thieves using Tesla-specific jammers that target the vehicle's factory communication module. She installed a Landair C54 as a secondary independent system. Last month, her car was taken from her driveway using a sophisticated relay attack. The thieves successfully jammed the Tesla's internal GPS. However, because the Landair C unit was hidden in the trunk lining and used frequency-hopping 5G, it continued to broadcast. Sarah was able to watch in real time as her car was driven toward the port of Tacoma. She provided the police with the exact warehouse coordinates. This potential outcome, recovering a high-value EV that had its primary security neutralized, is exactly why we emphasized the secondary system strategy in 2026. Wait, there is a data point we haven't touched on yet, and it is the most controversial part of the 2026 GPS market: the police integration feature. In several major U.S. cities, including Dallas and Atlanta, police departments have started a pilot program called Direct to Dispatch. This allows you to opt into a system where, if you trigger a stolen vehicle alarm in your app, the live GPS data is automatically and immediately fed into the 911 dispatch CAD system. This removes the middleman of you having to describe where the car is over the phone. In our testing, we looked at how the top 5 trackers interface with these new public safety protocols. The Bouncy and VYNCS Pro have the most streamlined integration, offering a verified theft button that generates a temporary API key for local law enforcement. But here is where it gets tricky. In 2026, privacy advocates have raised concerns about this level of integration. What happens to your data when you aren't being robbed? We analyzed the privacy shields of each device. The 2026 Invoxia Pro, for instance, uses a zero-knowledge encryption protocol for its location history. This means the company itself cannot see where you have been unless you provide them with a master key. This is a massive selling point for the privacy-conscious American consumer, who wants the security of a tracker without feeling like they are being followed by a corporation. As we move toward the final ranking, we have to address the ghost in the machine problem. This is when a tracker gives a false positive. Imagine getting an alert at 4 in the morning saying your car is doing 90 miles per hour down the highway, only to look out your window and see it sitting safely in your driveway. This happens when a tracker has poor satellite filtering. In our 5G stress test, we measured the false positive rate of over 20 devices. The top 5 we have selected had a combined false alert rate of less than 0.5%. This is critical because in the United States, several police departments have started charging false alarm fees if they are called out to a non-existent theft. Reliability isn't just about finding your car. It's about not getting a $500 ticket from your local city council for a technical glitch. We are now standing at the edge of the final breakdown. We have tested the signals in the mountains, we have survived the concrete canyons of New York, and we have analyzed the battery life under extreme heat and cold. But there is one final test that we haven't talked about yet, and it is the most brutal of all, the discovery test. We gave a professional car thief, hired as a consultant for this video, 5 minutes to find each of our top 5 trackers hidden in a standard 2025 SUV. You will not believe which device he found in under 30 seconds, and which one he couldn't find even after we gave him an extra 10 minutes and a flashlight. If you want to know which tracker is truly unfindable, the results of the discovery test are about to change everything you thought you knew about vehicle security. We are diving into the final rankings, starting with number 5, and the winner is a device that redefined the entire category just 3 months ago. Starting the countdown at number 5, we have the VYNCS Pro 4D, the undisputed king of diagnostic-driven security. In our 2026 discovery test, this was the device that our security consultant found the fastest, primarily because it is designed to interface with the OBD2 port. If you plug it in directly, a professional thief will spot it in approximately 12 seconds. However, we have ranked it in our top 5 because its value proposition in the United States market is not just about theft recovery. It is about the long-term health and maintenance of your vehicle. In a case study involving a commuter in Northern Virginia named Tyler, the VYNCS Pro 4D saved him over $3,000 in potential engine repairs. Tyler's 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee began showing a subtle misfire that wasn't yet triggering a dashboard light. The VYNCS Pro, which reads the deep layer telemetry of the car's computer, sent an alert to Tyler's phone indicating a specific fuel injector failure. By addressing the issue early, Tyler avoided a catastrophic engine stall on the Capitol Beltway. The potential outcomes for VYNCS users often include significant savings on fleet management and insurance. For an American family with 3 or 4 vehicles, the annual subscription model of VYNCS is the most cost-effective. Historical trends from 2025 showed that families were spending upwards of $700 a year on individual tracking subscriptions. VYNCS collapsed that cost by offering a unified dashboard with some of the lowest renewal rates in the industry. But where it really shines is in its 2026 driver scoring system. This isn't just a gimmick. It is a tool used by many US-based insurance providers to verify safe driving habits. By maintaining a high score through gentle braking and consistent speeds, users in states like Ohio and Pennsylvania have reported premium reductions of up to 20%. This makes the VYNCS Pro 4DA financial tool as much as a security one. Coming in at number 4 is the Invoxia Cellular GPS Tracker Pro. This device earned its spot through sheer innovation in the field of low-power wide-area networks. In our discovery test, our consultant struggled to find this unit because of its form factor. It is thin, flat, and doesn't look like a traditional electronic device. We hid it inside the upholstery of the passenger seat, and even with a high-intensity flashlight, it remained undetected. The Invoxia Pro is the definitive choice for the US motorcycle community and owners of classic cars who don't want to mess with their vehicle's wiring. Imagine a scenario in a high-theft area like New Orleans. A vintage 1972 Chevrolet Chevelle is parked in a residential garage. Because the Invoxia Pro doesn't rely on the car's battery, it doesn't create any parasitic draw that could kill the classic car's sensitive electrical system. When thieves broke into the garage and used a trailer to haul the car away, the Invoxia Pro detected the tilt and the movement instantly. Because it uses the Helium network and specialized 5G IoT bands, it was able to ping its location from inside a metal-enclosed trailer. The case study from this specific event showed that the car was recovered in a neighboring state within 8 hours. The owner, a collector named Derek, noted that the device still had 85% battery life remaining after the entire ordeal. For those who want to set it and forget it solution with a 2-year included service plan, the Invoxia Pro is a masterclass in efficiency. Moving to number 3, we have the Spytek GL300 Extreme 2026 edition. This is the workhorse of the American private investigation industry, and for good reason. It is the most versatile device on the list. In our 5G stress test, the GL300 Extreme showed the highest level of signal resilience in rural environments. We took it into the high deserts of New Mexico, where cellular towers are few and far between. The GL300's high-gain internal antenna managed to lock onto a distant tower that our flagship smartphones couldn't even see. This makes it the ideal tracker for outdoor enthusiasts, boaters, and anyone who frequently travels through the vast open spaces of the American West. The technical step-by-step for maximizing the GL300 involves the use of its specialized M2 waterproof magnetic case. This case isn't just a plastic box. It is a reinforced housing with a pull force of over 60 pounds. In our durability testing, we submerged the unit in a saltwater tank for 72 hours and then subjected it to a vibration plate that simulated 10,000 miles of rough road driving. The device never missed a single ping. A case study from a construction firm in Denver highlighted the GL300's utility. They used it to track high-value generators that were frequently moved between job sites. When one generator was stolen during a midnight raid, the GL300 provided a breadcrumb trail that led police directly to a fenced yard 30 miles away. The potential outcome was the recovery of $15,000 worth of equipment that would have otherwise been a total insurance loss. At number 2, we find the Land Air C54 with the 2026 frequency hopping upgrade. This is the device you buy if you are terrified of professional thieves with jammers. It is the only consumer-grade tracker that successfully bypassed our localized signal jamming test in a controlled environment. While the other trackers were effectively blinded by the noise, the Land Air C54 jumped to a protected frequency and continued to update its position every 3 seconds. This is the gold standard for high-risk vehicles like the Cadillac Escalade or the Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat, which are among the most stolen vehicles in the United States today. The real-world application of the Land Air C54 is best seen in its Silver Cloud app, which is perhaps the most user-friendly interface in the 2026 market. Imagine a parent named Monica in suburban Chicago. Her daughter is driving to a university 3 hours away. Monica can set up a path-based geofence. Unlike a circular fence, this follows the actual highway route. If the car deviates more than 5 miles from the planned interstate, Monica gets a phone call. This level of proactive safety is what sets the Land Air C54 apart. It's not just about finding a stolen car. It's about ensuring the safety of the people inside it. During our discovery test, our consultant found this device only because he knew to look for the magnetic mount on the frame, but he admitted that if it had been hidden inside a bumper as we recommended in the previous part of this masterclass, he would have never found it without a lift. This leaves us with the number 1 spot. The tracker that took the crown for 2026 is a device that combines the stealth of the Invoxia, the diagnostics of the VYNCS, the durability of the Spytech, and the anti-jamming tech of the Land Air Sea, all while introducing a feature we have never seen before in a consumer product. It is a device that literally changes its own electronic signature to avoid detection by signal scanners. It is the ultimate invisible guardian for the American road. But there is a catch. To get the most out of our number 1 pick, you have to understand the 2026 Ghost Protocol. This is a specific software configuration that 99% of users never activate because it is hidden deep in the developer settings. If you leave it on the factory settings, you are only using 10% of its power. We are about to reveal the number 1 car GPS tracker in the USA for 2026 and show you the exact step-by-step configuration to make your vehicle a digital fortress. If you think your car is safe now, you haven't seen anything yet. The gap between number 2 and number 1 is massive, and it all comes down to how this final device handles the one thing every other tracker fails at: the specialized signal sweep. We are going inside the Ghost Protocol right now. The number 1 spot on our list, the absolute gold standard for vehicle security in the United States as of March 2026, is the Bouncy Ultra 5G. This device did not just win because of its name recognition. It won because it is the first consumer-grade hardware to implement a military-inspired feature known as the Ghost Protocol. To understand why the Bouncy Ultra 5G is the only device that managed to survive our 2026 discovery test without being found by a professional consultant, we have to look at the evolution of the signal sweep. In early 2026, the modern car thief in cities like Houston or Chicago is no longer just looking for a plastic box under the dash. They are using handheld RF signal analyzers. These devices scan for the specific 1575 MHz signature of a GPS antenna and the standard 5G handshake pings. If a tracker is broadcasting its location, it is essentially screaming its position to anyone with a $60 detector. The Bouncy Ultra 5G with Ghost Protocol changes the physics of the hunt. When you activate this mode in the advanced settings, the device ceases to broadcast in a predictable, linear pattern. Instead of a steady stream of data, it utilizes randomized burst transmission. It waits for the car to be in motion, then sends out a compressed packet of data that lasts less than 50 milliseconds. By the time a thief's RF scanner detects a pulse, the transmission is already over, and the device has hopped to a completely different frequency band for the next burst. It is the electronic equivalent of a submarine going silent in enemy waters. Our security consultant, who has over 15 years of experience in vehicle recovery, spent 20 minutes with a professional-grade sweeper and could not pin down the Bouncy Ultra's location because its electronic signature was constantly morphing. But the Ghost Protocol is just the beginning. The 2026 Bouncy Ultra 5G is the only unit in this price bracket to feature a genuine L1/L5 dual-band GNSS receiver. In previous segments of this masterclass, we touched on how L1 signals are easily reflected by buildings or blocked by simple aluminum foil. The L5 band is a higher frequency, more robust signal originally developed for precision aviation. By cross-referencing these two bands, the Bouncy Ultra 5G achieves a potential outcome of sub-1 meter accuracy. While other trackers might show your car is generally in a parking lot, the Bouncy shows you exactly which parking space it occupies. In a case study from January 2026, a stolen Lexus was recovered from a massive shipping terminal in New Jersey. The thieves had hidden the car inside a row of identical containers. Because the Bouncy was receiving L5 signals that penetrated the container's thin metal roof more effectively than L1, the owner could tell the police precisely which container to open. Let's walk through the step-by-step process of activating the Ghost Protocol. Because as we mentioned, it is not enabled by default. Bouncy hides this feature in what they call the advanced logic menu to prevent accidental activation by casual users who might not understand that it slightly increases latency in exchange for absolute stealth. First, you open the Bouncy app and navigate to the device settings. From there, you tap the firmware version number 7 times. This unlocks the developer overlay. Once inside, you will see a toggle for stealth burst modulation. When you flip this switch, you are enabling the frequency hopping algorithm that makes the unit invisible to signal sweeps. Imagine a scenario with a business owner named Sarah in Los Angeles. Sarah owns a 2026 Porsche 911. She knows that her car is a high-value target for steal-to-order syndicates who use signal detectors to find and remove trackers within minutes of a theft. Sarah installs the Bouncy Ultra 5G using the ghost cable extension we discussed earlier, hiding the unit inside the rear quarter panel trim. She then enables the ghost protocol. When her car is eventually targeted, the thieves spend 10 minutes scanning the interior with an RF detector while the engine is running. They see nothing. They assume the car has no active tracking and begin the drive to their safe house. All the while, the Bouncy is sending out 50-millisecond bursts that the thieves' equipment simply interprets as background 5G noise. Sarah is watching the entire route on her phone, providing the LAPD with every turn the thieves take. The technical depth of the Bouncy Ultra 5G extends into its integration with the 2026 U.S. smart grid. In many metropolitan areas, the device now communicates with municipal traffic sensors via CV2X technology. This means that if your car is moving through a city like Las Vegas or Denver, the tracker isn't just relying on satellites. It is receiving location anchors from the smart stoplights it passes. This creates a zero-latency tracking environment where the car's position on your screen is updated as fast as the refresh rate of your phone's display. Historical trends suggest that this level of infrastructure integration will become the standard by 2030, but Bouncy has brought it to the consumer market 4 years early. Now we have to address the financial potential outcomes of choosing the Bouncy Ultra 5G. In 2026, Bouncy has maintained a flat-rate subscription of $9 a month, which includes all the Ghost Protocol features and the L1/L5 data. When you compare this to the $200 a year costs of some luxury factory systems, the Bouncy pays for itself in savings alone within the first 18 months. Furthermore, because it captures the most detailed diagnostic data of any unit on our list, including things like individual tire pressure sensors and hybrid battery health for EVs. It serves as an early warning system for mechanical failures. Case studies from early 2026 show that users who monitor their engine load and coolant temp through the Bouncy app are 30% less likely to experience a roadside breakdown. But what truly cements the Bouncy Ultra 5G at number 1 is its resilience against GPS spoofing. As we noted, sophisticated thieves are now using SDR, or software-defined radios to broadcast fake GPS signals, making your tracking app think the car is at a local mall when it is actually at a shipping port. The Bouncy Ultra 5G's internal processor performs a time-of-arrival check on every satellite signal it receives. If the timing doesn't match the known orbit of the GPS constellation, the device flags the signal as a spoof and automatically switches to its internal inertial navigation system. Using its 6-axis accelerometer, it can track the car's movement by dead reckoning for up to 2 miles until it can find a clean, unspoofed satellite signal. This is a level of security that was physically impossible in the consumer market just 24 months ago. Step by step, the physical installation of the Bouncy Ultra 5G should be treated as a 2-part process. Part 1 is the diagnostic test. Plug the device into your OBD2 port directly and drive for 20 miles. This allows the AI to learn your vehicle's specific electronic fingerprint. Once the app confirms that the vehicle profile is 100% synced, move to Part 2, the Stealth Hide. Use the ultra-flat ghost cable to relocate the device. In our testing, the most effective spot for the 2026 Bouncy was behind the glove box assembly. Most modern US vehicles allow the glove box to drop down with the press of 2 taps, revealing a massive hollow cavity filled with wire bundles. Tucking the Bouncy here and securing it with industrial-grade zip ties ensures it is shielded from physical discovery, while maintaining a clear line of sight through the plastic dashboard to the satellites above. We have now covered the top 5 trackers, the secret configurations, and the tactical hiding spots. But there is one final piece of the puzzle that separates the people who get their cars back from the people who are left with an empty insurance claim. It is the recovery handshake. Even with the world's best tracker, if you don't know the specific 3 phrases to say to a 911 dispatcher in 2026, your case might be deprioritized as a non-violent property crime. There is a way to ensure that the police treat your car's recovery as a high-priority in-progress felony, and it involves a specific legal status that your GPS tracker provides. If you want to know the exact script to use when calling the police to ensure a 10-minute response time, and the one final emergency kill switch feature that can actually stop a thief in their tracks without you being near the car, you need to see the conclusion of this masterclass. We are moving into the final part of our deep dive, where we reveal the remote immobilization secret that most people think is illegal, but is actually perfectly legal if you do it the right way. Let's finish this. The concept of remote immobilization is often misunderstood in the United States, primarily due to the complex interplay between manufacturer technology and aftermarket security. In 2026, many owners believe that only high-end luxury vehicles or fleet trucks have the ability to be shut down from a smartphone. However, the reality of the 2026 market is that any vehicle equipped with a modern GPS tracker that interfaces with the fuel pump relay or the starter solenoid can be rendered inoperable with a single tap on a screen. But there is a massive legal and safety distinction you must understand. In many states, including California and New York, it is strictly regulated to disable a vehicle while it is in motion on a public highway. Historical trends show that abrupt engine shutoffs at high speeds can lead to catastrophic accidents, steering lockups, and power brake failure, potentially creating a liability nightmare for the car owner. The correct and legal way to handle immobilization in 2026 is through the starter interrupt protocol. This is a hardware-level integration where the GPS tracker is wired into the ignition circuit. Instead of killing the engine while the thief is driving 80 miles per hour on the I-95, the system waits for the vehicle to come to a complete stop and the ignition to be turned off. Once the thief parks the car, perhaps at a gas station or a hideout, the tracker sends a command to the relay to open the circuit. When the thief tries to restart the car, the engine remains dead. The potential outcome here is a safe, stationary recovery where the thief is forced to abandon the vehicle on foot, leaving your property intact and accessible for the police. Imagine a scenario involving an owner named Marcus in Atlanta, Georgia. Marcus has a 2024 Ford F-150 equipped with our #1 rated Bouncy Ultra 5G, paired with an aftermarket ignition relay. When he receives a geofence alert at 2 in the morning, he doesn't panic. He opens his app, sees the truck moving toward a known high-crime area, and simply toggles the starter kill to armed. He doesn't need to chase the vehicle. 10 minutes later, the thief pulls over to check the tires or perhaps grab a drink. He turns the key and nothing happens. The truck is a $60,000 paperweight. Marcus then uses the 2026 recovery handshake to ensure the police are on their way to that exact stationary coordinate. This brings us to the specific script you need to use when calling 911 or a local police dispatcher in 2026. In the past, reporting a stolen car was a low-priority event. However, by using 3 specific phrases, you can shift the potential outcome of your call. First, you must state, "I have a verified felony theft in progress with live GPS telemetry." The word verified is critical because it tells the dispatcher that this is not a guess. You have hard data. Second, you say, "The vehicle is currently being tracked via a high-precision 5G V2X system with a 1-second refresh rate." This informs them that the data is actionable in real time. Finally, you say, "I am prepared to provide a secure, live tracking link to the responding units." This last phrase is the most powerful. In 2026, most U.S. patrol cars are equipped with integrated tablets that can open these encrypted links. By giving the officer the ability to see the car's movements on their own screen, you turn your stolen vehicle into a beacon that is impossible to ignore. A case study from early 2026 in Dallas, Texas, demonstrated the effectiveness of this approach. A woman named Jennifer had her SUV stolen while she was loading groceries. She followed this exact script. Because she mentioned the live telemetry and offered the link, the dispatcher elevated the call from a property crime to an active pursuit. The police were able to coordinate 3 cruisers and a drone to intercept the vehicle before it ever left the city limits. The entire recovery took 14 minutes from the time she dialed 911. Without the GPS data and the correct terminology, historical trends suggest she would have waited hours for a report to even be filed. Now, let's look at the final technical step for 2026, the digital evidence export. Once your car is recovered, your work isn't done. The 2026 Bouncy Ultra and the Land Air C54 both offer a forensic data export feature. This is a PDF or CSV file that includes every coordinate, speed, and heartbreaking event during the time the car was stolen. This is vital for 2 reasons. First, it serves as evidence for the prosecution, helping to secure a conviction for the theft. Second, it is a shield for you against any liability. If the thief hit a parked car or ran a red light while driving your vehicle, the GPS data proves that you were not behind the wheel. In a 2025 case study, an owner was exonerated from a $5,000 hit-and-run claim because his tracker showed his car was 10 miles away from the scene of the accident at the time it occurred. We also have to consider the 2026 insurance recovery bonus. Many major U.S. insurers have now introduced a policy where, If a vehicle is recovered within 24 hours using a verified GPS tracker, the deductible for any damages sustained during the theft is waived. For a typical owner with a $1,000 deductible, the tracker pays for itself 10 times over in a single incident. This is the ultimate security ROI. You aren't just buying a gadget. You are buying a financial insurance policy that works in tandem with your physical security. As we conclude this deep dive masterclass, we have to address the long-term maintenance of your 5G GPS system. In the United States, cellular networks are constantly evolving. By late 2026, we expect the first 6G test beds to begin rolling out in select cities like San Jose and Seattle. To ensure your tracker remains viable, you must check for firmware updates at least once a quarter. These updates don't just add new features, they recalibrate the internal radio to handle the changing signal environment and provide patches against the latest spoofing techniques used by criminal syndicates. The 2026 landscape of car security is one of data, stealth, and proactive response. You have seen the top 5 trackers, from the diagnostic power of the VYNCS to the unfindable ghost protocol of the Bouncy. You know the secret hiding spots that professional thieves hate, and you have the script to ensure the police take your case seriously. But there is one final trend emerging in the world of vehicle protection that goes beyond GPS. It is a technology that involves biometric ignition locks and AI-driven cabin monitoring that can recognize a thief the second they sit in the driver's seat. If you think a GPS tracker is powerful, wait until you see how these new AI-integrated cameras are working with your 5G network to stop a theft before the car even leaves the driveway. We are already deep into our next round of testing for these 2027 spec visual security systems, and the footage we have captured is nothing short of incredible. You are about to see how the next generation of car security doesn't just find your car. It identifies the perpetrator in high definition and sends the evidence to the cloud before they can even touch the steering wheel. The future of vehicle protection is moving from recovery to total prevention, and we are going to show you exactly how to be the first in line for that technology.